everybody, welcome to our YouTube channel, YESTODAY5. Today we're actually going to be promoting Francis's channel. Hi Francis.
Hello.
Where she has a YouTube series on Bronx quarantine and food you can make while you're on quarantine. And what you want to talk more about that, Francis?
Sure, I guess. My sister and I, we got a little bored, as everyone did, during the 5 months of quarantine. So we started like a little YouTube channel.
Yeah.
We did a couple of recipes that were easy to make or things around the house. If not, like it was like things that you could miss. So you wanted to make it at home, and it was like simple recipes.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I traveled to California last month, and we did like a little vlog on that, so that was really fun.
Ooh,
That's
nice.
I don't know what we'll do, but
well, I hope you come up with more recipes that everyone can see throughout this quarantine that we're having now. We're not really on quarantine, but still it's important to keep safe, wear a mask at all times. I'm home, so I'm good. So we're here, we're about to make some Cheddar Bay biscuits. My husband works at Red Lobster, so I know that my Cheddar Bay biscuits are gonna be even better. So we're gonna hope that, I know a lot of people out there are gonna say, I don't know about that, but trust me, it's gonna come out great. The reason we're doing the Cheddar Bay biscuit was actually part of the Yelp Elite. Yelp Elite had an event where they had making Cheddar Bay biscuits, and obviously Francis couldn't make it, so we're gonna do it together, and then have a great time doing it at the same time. Okay, ready? Yeah. All right. So now, okay, so we're gonna start beginning with the main dry ingredients. So we have 2 cups of flour, which I'm gonna mix into the bowl. And then I already prepared these mixes, which is salt, sugar, baking powder, baking soda, garlic powder, and we had Old Bay seasoning and cayenne pepper. All of the ingredients will be listed in the description, so don't fret if this is going too fast for you. And then we're gonna mix the dry ingredients together.
Asking it's based on how spicy you want it, or you said it had too much spice?
Yeah, so when I did it the first time I did it, I thought it was a little bit too spicy when I put it in. It says a 1/8 to a 1/4 cup of cayenne pepper. I think for me, I think a little bit less would be best, so maybe a pinch of cayenne pepper. But if you enjoy a little bit of that tangy, you can just add the quarter teaspoon.
I kind of want to do like an 1/8 teaspoon of it, and then put a little bit of paprika.
But do it and see. Let's see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't come out too spicy. I know mine came out spicy the first time I did it.
Like, I want too much spice, but you want, some.
All right, so now what we're gonna do, now that we have our dry ingredients mixed together, what we're gonna do with our milk, and I just melted some butter, which is a 1/2 cup of butter, and then we're gonna stir this inside milk. I'm just gonna stir that a little bit. Okay, all nice and milky. Right. So we're also gonna. All right. So we're gonna add. Yeah, I actually thought that it would be better to add the cheese once the mixture was put together.
Oh, okay. So now
because instead of adding it just with the flour, I would add it with mixed together instead. With the ingredient, when we did the Yelp Elite event, we did add it with the flour first and then the butter. I felt like you can get more of the taste of the cheddar actual cheese if you add it afterwards.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
All right, so this is where I'm gonna add the mixture, but we're gonna add it very slowly, so a little bit at a time. We're not gonna just pour the whole thing in, Francis. Okay?
You cannot tell me that.
You should have waited. Okay? So a little bit at a time, we're gonna add the mixture. A little bit at a time.
I smell it already.
Again, your mixture should not be watery. We're making biscuits, okay? It should have like a nice thick consistency, but not too much. Maybe like what you would see in chocolate chip cookies. I'm just adding that in. And again, just a little bit at a time, we're gonna add the milk and the butter. Stop. Still gonna keep going. That's what the recipe said for us to do.
How soft should it be?
That's good. Well, since you're advanced and I am, you can add your cheddar cheese.
Well, now? You sure?
Yeah, you would add your cheddar cheese once you finish putting in all the mixture of your butter and milk.
I have so much mustard now. All right, let me go. Oh, I didn't. How much cheese? Come on up. I was like, I want all the cheese, the whole bag of cheese.
I actually added one little bit more than half a cup as well, just to get that cheesy biscuit. Right, get all that in there. For the rest of the time, I'm gonna use a spatula spoon to mix the rest of my dough. And then I'm gonna keep adding the milk and butter to my mixture. And then this is basically what you're seeing. Yeah, I added too much cayenne to mine. Add my cheddar cheese. And I'm gonna mix that right into the dough.
I forgot to preheat my oven. It's at 450.
Yes, you can preheat your oven at 450. Good job, Francis.
Yeah. Woo-hoo. Oh, look at this. Smelling good now. If only I had some lobster. Gotta go to Atlanta.
Okay, so our ovens are preheated to 450. We're still mixing our stuff. Are you mixing as well, Francis?
Yeah. I think I'm adding a lot of cheese.
You're gonna add more cheese?
I have an addiction.
I can see that.
I can see it. Said well.
Crazy lady.
A little more ain't gonna hurt nobody.
We'll see how yours came out. I'm gonna stick to the recipe with this one.
I also added a little paprika.
So basically, this is what I have for my batter.
Okay, nice. And I put the cheese.
All right. All right, so I'm gonna put this to the side a little bit. And then I have my pan here. And I'm gonna spray my pan. That's a little bit of pan. So when you're measuring out your biscuit to put on the pan, I think the best way of doing it is using like one of those ice cream scoopers, and just measure them that way. That way that it comes out the same size every single time. If you're using a little like ice cream scooper and then putting it on the pan. But since I don't have an ice cream scooper, I'm gonna use a quarter cup of this, my quarter cup spoon, and just start digging away. And then we're gonna put each one on the pan. I understand that everyone has an ice cream scooper, so I'm gonna do it this way. No, it's good. Remember, it's gonna rise a little bit as well.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
It looks like I'm gonna be able to fit 6 on this pan.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, I'm able to put this on mine.
How many does the recipe make?
Well, it usually makes about, when he did it, when the actual chef did it, he made about 8.
8?
Yeah. So this is about the same amount. I'm making 6 now, and I have enough batter to make another amount.
Okay.
He had a bigger pan than I did, so. Remember, it might look a little big on the pan, but it's gonna the bread is gonna rise and float, just like a regular Better Baby biscuit. All right, cheddar baby biscuit, but it has butter in it, so I think it's like butter, cheddar, butter, cheddar. Yeah. Okay, so this is what we have right now. Mine? Oh, mine spelled. Gonna separate that back. Oh, yours look great! Look at that, using that parchment paper. Okay, see? All done. Okay. And we're gonna leave our biscuits in the oven for how many minutes, Francis?
12 to 15. Check it at 10.
All right. So we're gonna put our biscuits in the oven.
I can't wait for 15 minutes from now.
And I set my timer on my oven for 15 minutes.
Oh, when yours goes off, I'll text you.
So you're gonna use my timer for all this? Great. All right. So while the biscuits are in the oven, we're gonna make the dressing that goes on top of the biscuits while it's warm. Okay? So I'm gonna wash my cup. We're gonna melt a cup of butter. Cup of butter. Melt it. I put it in for about 30 seconds so it's fully melted. And then we're gonna chop up some parsley, which I, in advance, started chopping up myself. I'm using fresh parsley.
I know that's what you should use, but I went to shop right. Pick this up.
So I'm being a little bit too fancy, right, Francis?
Yes, you are.
Right?
Maybe, whatever word.
You got your butter?
Yeah, I have the 4 tablespoons of butter.
And we're gonna add some of that parsley into the butter.
What is it? A teaspoon of parsley?
Yeah, a teaspoon of parsley, but I'm putting a little bit more than a teaspoon, honestly.
Oh, okay.
And then we're gonna mix that. Is there anything else missing from the recipe, Francis, other than butter and parsley?
Old Bay and half a teaspoon of garlic powder.
Okay, so we have our half a teaspoon here of garlic powder.
Yeah.
Half a teaspoon of garlic powder. And Old Bay.
Yeah, Old Bay paste.
So as you can see, I put my Old Bay in an adobe case. I usually have a lot left over, so I end up using up saving the rest of my Old Bay in another container. Right? We're gonna take that, we're gonna whisk that together. It'll be nice and good when the biscuits are done. We still got about left before the biscuits come out. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes. So what are you gonna be eating your biscuits with?
I think I'm just gonna eat them plain.
Are you gonna put anything with your biscuit? You're just gonna eat them plain?
I'm gonna cut it in half and put some butter in it.
Okay, sounds good. You tasted Red Lobster Cheddar Bay biscuits before, haven't you?
Yeah, of course.
All right. So when you taste these, would you give us a comparison of what you tasted before?
Yes. I know these will be better.
Okay.
Homemade is always better.
Homemade is always better. So what's the next route for your video? What are you thinking of doing next?
We were thinking about like making like comedy shows. So I keep saying that I'm super funny. So my sister and everybody just like prove it. So I was just like, let me write a little bit of material. And my sister actually came up with an idea, but it's like not a comedy. It's like real life, but it's just like, oh, like a novela, like a mini novela series. But we're gonna need some like actors or whatever. So we're trying to see how it's gonna work. Cause you know it's COVID time, so it's like you gotta be a really close friend who don't have a mask or
Don't have a mask.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But I don't think the viewers know that we're kind of. Let me just remind the viewers about our relationship. We've known each other for a long time, but right now Francis is in Bronx, New York, and I am in Atlanta, Georgia. So we found a way to still stay connected even through the distance. And I want to let all viewers know that there's always a way to connect, whether it be here, through Zoom, through just a simple phone call or an email, you can still connect. And just don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, let us comment on this video, let us know what we could have done better or where we're doing great. And if you have recipes or if you wanted to cook something at home and you don't have anybody to cook with, just, we're here. We'll help you out. We'll do it with you. So please don't think that you're alone, okay? We're all in this together. Yeah. Right now I'm just scooping up the rest of my batter inside the pan so I can cook the rest of it now. So with everything on the rest of the batter that I got, I was able to make 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. I was able to make 10 biscuits with mine. How many biscuits were you able to make, Francis?
4, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11?
Okay. So this recipe would actually make about 10 or 11.
I'm using a teaspoon to scoop out all the goodness onto it. Can you see my thing?
Okay. So I have my biscuits here as well. They're looking really good. And I'm gonna take my butter.
So use a brush first.
I actually have my brush.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I have a brush. And I'm gonna brush each biscuit down.
I really want to burn myself and eat one.
Don't burn yourself then.
So how long do you usually wait till you eat your baked? Actually, you have a cheesecake there. You haven't touched it. Well, I know it's supposed to be chilled, but I was just like.
Did you open yours up to see how it looks inside?
Not yet.
Right. So far this is mine.
Ooh, yum.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's so good.
I think our cheddar bay biscuit came out amazing. I'm very proud of ourselves.
They smell so good.
I think we should give a nice clap to our back.
I'm going to
Nice back. Very nice one. Alright, so and Francis, you have any questions, concerns, comments about what we did today with the cheddar bay biscuits?
Me? No, I want to eat it.
You want to eat it? So I'm gonna grab one. I know it's a little bit hot.
It is
And I'm gonna show you what it looks inside. Can you see it?
That's why I don't have it right here.
Look at the smokiness.
I'll go do that. See, I'm doing this. See, I'm looking for myself. I'll go do it in front of the camera.
It's for the viewers, Francis, not for you. And it came out pretty good. I think it tastes
My
good.
mouth is drooling.
Yeah. Again, with this recipe, please be aware of how much cayenne pepper you put in it. Again, it's up to your preference how much. A quarter teaspoon is about the max, I feel, to put in these biscuits because you really taste the cayenne pepper in these biscuits, okay? So, of course, it is a max. If you really can't stand pepper into your biscuits, I would like either cut the cayenne pepper out of the recipe altogether or just put at least a pinch of cayenne pepper inside of it just to get that tip of heat in your biscuits.
I think I put just enough. It's good.
You think you put enough?
Yeah.
I put a quarter teaspoon, a quarter teaspoon of mine, so I know that I can taste it.
I'll put 1/8 and I'll put a little bit of paprika. It's bomb.
And
I gotta put more cheese though.
more cheese?
A little cheese.
Yeah, I see the cheese in yours, yeah.
Yeah, I probably definitely have more. That'll be like a cheesy bread. That's Little Caesar. That'll be another day.
Okay, everyone, so look out for the video, the quarantine series video on YouTube, okay? And please don't forget to subscribe to her channel and mine at YESTODAY5. Thanks for joining us. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Have a great night.